week, a super week to watch what you hear. It's now, youtube.com/Covino and Rich FSR, and we be rocking out. Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
San Francisco, Moscone Center.
Moscone.
CNR is here. Live from Moscone, I got my Mascagna going. You know what the Mascagna is? I learned that from Sebastian Maniscalco. It's the Pompadoodle-Doo right here. The hair looking sweet, looking fresh. Day one of Radio Row. Taking in the vibe, the energy's building. This is the calm before the storm. Monday, Radio Row, Super Bowl week is just the beginning because you never know who's going to stop by, but we're glad you're here, Fox Sports Radio Nation. Our show is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and NBA. And right now, use promo code CRSHOW to claim your special offer at DraftKings. Again, that's promo code CRSHOW at DraftKings. The crown is yours. Yeah?
Not hearing Rich.
Yeah, Rich's mic isn't on. Don't worry, we're working out all the how-do-you-dos. We don't call them difficulties. We call them how-do-you-dos day one as we shuffle the headpieces.
Yes? Can you hear me now?
No.
No. Hold on.
I want people to know that Rich has headphones with built-in toupees, like Jarrell Miller.
No?
Well, hope you enjoyed the fights
Now we
this
are.
weekend.
Yeah, but
Hope
now I
you
can't hear
enjoyed-
Covino.
Oh, come on. We're
I'm being
live.
serious.
Let's get this right.
We start over, guys. We'll figure it out.
Hey, we're the number 11 show in the country. We got to figure this out.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I can hear you because you're sitting next to me, so it's fine. But
Okay.
during the break, we'll figure it out.
Okay. You know what it is? Stu Gott's trying to bamboozle us.
You know what?
Our first run-in was Stu Gotts. He's bamboozling the show
It
already.
wouldn't shock me.
It's him and that Izzy Gutierrez. I'm telling you, sabotage is what it is. They're messing with our settings.
You know what? He was like, yo, nice to meet you. Then he pulls a wire.
Behind the velvet rope, we've known Stu Gotts for years, but I've never met him personally. Rich and I worked at ESPN, have always been a fan, but today was our first run-in, so it was nice to welcome him as we were welcomed, just 4+ years ago into the Fox Sports Radio family. So super pumped to be sharing the stage this week with Stu Gotts and company. And again, all the shows doing it live from Radio Row, and you never know who's going to stop by. Like I said, I'm hearing whispers, I'm hearing rumors of some big stars stopping by this week. And again, speaking of big stars, they came out this weekend, Rich. This weekend, a lot of stars.
Yep.
Shakur Stevenson came up big over Teofimo. Alexander Volkanovski, I thought he was going to retire, but no, he's still fighting on, and he's still the champ, UFC 325. We had the Grammy Awards, Bad Bunny Album of the Year, just getting people more hyped for the Super Bowl. So lots of stars this weekend, lots of star power.
I thought you were going to wear your Chapel Roan outfit to Radio Row today, to Media Row.
Today is like the beginning of it. I'm saving that outfit for Friday. Yeah, Thursday and Friday.
Hold on, I gotta ask our boy Iowa Sam back in the studio. Because I feel like Sam is the type of guy that's inappropriate. Sam, did you have any problem with what Chapel Roan wore to the Grammys?
Well, it was like a skin suit, right? Like it wasn't. I mean,
Dude,
No.
was it even? She had cloth hanging from her nipple rings.
Yeah.
Is that an outfit? Is that a dress?
She was just straight topless.
it looked very. It was obviously meant to catch people's eyeballs, but then I think like she was actually covered, so I guess I was okay with it.
Well, let's look at it this way. It was on CBS, right? I'm going to tie it into sports. You're going to say, how does he do that? Wasn't it CBS that had such a big problem with Janet Jackson Nipplegate like 20 years ago? And now Chapel Roan's out there with nipple rings as her outfit? Have we come that far? Or is it like don't you feel a little bad for Janet Jackson now?
That was unexpected. I think that maybe they saw her Chapel Roan coming, and they're like, we could either blur this or not. We'll decide right now in the moment, and they decided to let her wear her get up.
Society was different then. Rules were different then. It's a different time. And it's our right as we get older to complain and say, what is this trash? But then again, we had Madonna and her cone boobies. We had Lady Gaga in her meat suits coming out in an egg. All these ridiculous outfits. And I think Heidi Klum takes the cake with her ridiculous plastic outfit.
I'm showing it to Rich right now.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that
She
was
couldn't
ridiculous.
even, Coach, she couldn't sit.
Yeah, I
She
know.
had to stand
She
the
couldn't
whole time.
walk.
But
if you missed it, Chapel
Heidi-
Roan was practically naked yesterday.
Heidi Klum is wearing like almost like they poured plaster on her and it just hardened around her nude body. I always had an issue with this in a good way. I'm not complaining, just explaining. When women, you ever see models, they'll be at a sporting event or some photo shoot, and these models will wear body paint And I'm like, this is okay? Like, so if you just take a paintbrush and paint over like that.
That's how Hugh Hefner picked his girlfriends.
I just think that's wild. But hey, Grammys were last night. There were some big fights this weekend, and you know what? We're going to be totally into football mode the rest of the week. So I wanted to get some of those things off my little list here because we were on a flight last night. We did not watch the Grammys, but your halftime show, Bad Bunny, won 3 Grammys. Last year's halftime, Kendrick Lamar won 5 Grammys.
And he's breaking records. I think 26. He has the all-time amount for rap, as far as I know.
Man. So he's a Tom Brady of the Grammys?
Yeah, so congrats to him. Now, it's a beautiful day here in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
The weather's great. The energy is great. It's great to be here again. Can't take it for granted. And, again, watch what you hear at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. We got the live chat up. Danny G's on the live chat. Sam's back at the studios at 877-99 on Fox. Hope you enjoyed your weekend of fights and Grammys and award shows. And you weren't alone if you were thinking, who the hell is that? What is that?
Yeah, you said something.
That's like your birthright as you get older.
You said
complain about this.
Covino said something at breakfast this morning that sort of hit me. He said, there's nothing like an award show that makes you feel old. Even if you are in the loop, even if you're like relevant with music and pop culture.
Who the hell is that?
You watch an award show, and the older you get, more and more people are like, who's that? Wait,
what is going on here?
Who's this? I don't know. It's like when you watch the Oscars, and you're like, I don't know any of these movies nominated. Am I supposed to know?
Any music award show, especially the Grammys, is the worst. So that was the weekend in a nutshell. And like I said, it's good to be here. We have stories to tell of our adventures already, even though we got in late last night. But we want to start off with a football-related story. Again, Covino and Rich, live from Radio Row, San Francisco. Puka Nacua made some news over the weekend.
I think this is a great story because you always talk about shooting your shot. Do you not?
You
Do you
have
not
to shoot
talk
your
about
shot.
shooting your shot? You've DM'd Jennifer Lopez.
I sure did. If she was dating her backup dancer, her background dancer, Casper, why the hell not me?
Hey,
a national
J-Lo.
broadcaster.
Hey, Casper. I'll give you a shot, I guess.
Hey, J-Lo, I was just thinking maybe like me and you could get down sometime, maybe something.
I'm Jennifer Lopez, and you're just
I
a
was,
backup dancer.
And my name's Casper. Just remember, like the ghost.
I always wondered
But
if
I got
J-Lo.
them moves.
I always wondered if J-Lo liked her voice they gave her on South Park. I'm Jennifer Lopez.
I'm Casper, your future boyfriend.
So if Casper was given a shot by J-Lo, I remember when Covino was single, I was like, did you just DM Jennifer Lopez?
I had reason to.
Oh,
Yeah. His Casper guy was sliding into my ex's DMs at the time.
oh, so you thought you would try
I was
to?
like, yeah, hey, if that falls fair, let's go. Yeah.
But if you don't know the story we're talking about, Puka Nacua, who's been on our show, in fact, on Radio Row. So maybe we see Puka Nacua this weekend, for all we know, this week.
Oh, he better be out here. They say you miss all the shots you don't drink, and I plan on drinking plenty of them here this week at Super Bowl.
Is that how the quote goes?
Yeah, with Rob Parker and the whole Fox Sports Radio family.
It's not a Fox Sports Radio event unless you do a kamikaze shot with Rob Parker.
Kamikaze! And I got to give Puka Nacua his props for his shot. So the story goes a little something like this. Hit it! In a recent interview with Cosmopolitan, Sydney Sweeney said she's athletic and outgoing and funny. I'm a sporty girl, so someone needs to be able to climb a mountain with me, go skydiving with me, and someone who loves their family. And Nacua saw that, and he retweeted the post with a quote. And he wrote, I love skydiving. I love skydiving. So, like, he threw it out there. Look, if it worked for Travis Kelce, why not Puka Nacua? Who's a bigger star in the game than that dude, honestly?
He put a lot of
everybody.
He put a lot of thought into that.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Keep it simple, right?
Because you know what? You know why he can keep it simple? I see his game, Danny G, because if she bites,
yeah.
he's the man.
And, dude, she's with Scooter Braun, or was rumored to be with Scooter
but
Braun.
here's the
I
deal.
don't know their relationship.
If somehow, some way, she's like, oh, then it's like, yo, he got game. But if it gets nothing or dissed, he could say, I was just playing. I wrote, I love skydiving. Come on, relax, everybody. So I think it was the right amount of throwing it out there.
And you know what happens, too? It's much like the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift story. She really didn't know much about Travis Kelce, right? But when she saw how much respect he got from his fans and from other men and what he meant to football and that he actually was a nice guy.
That's what happens.
That
Your
went a
social
long
value.
way, right?
Your social
And
value
she's like,
jumps
wait a
up.
second. Oh, my God, he's a sweet dude, and he's respected by his peers and other men to this degree. He's a somebody. I want to get to know him. If Sydney Sweeney saw the amount of respect that Puka Nacua got from his fans and football fans and his teammates and things like that, she would take note. I think he did the right thing here, just throwing it out there so when things go wrong and whatever she's involved with now, he could just say he planted the seed. So you got to take your shot, and I give him credit for that. Props to him, because every broadcast you watch, they have nothing but stellar things to say about Puka Nacua, and we know from experience. The guy's all smiles, he's super friendly, and the dude's a baller. So why not him? Good for him. That was one story.
I'm thinking of a related story, and I'm trying to think of the Mets reliever. And I found it. Yeah, I thought it was Victoria's Secret, but it was actually Sports Illustrated model. We talked about this on our
Get
show.
those details wrong.
I mean, you know me. I'm an expert when it comes to models, the Mets, and the 49ers. It was New York Mets relief pitcher Drew Smith. We talked about this on the show because it was a pretty funny story. The I keep saying Victoria's Secret. The Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition had come out. And as a promotion, the Sports Illustrated swimsuit models, which you can only imagine are probably hideous, probably the most beautiful women there are, right? And they have all, they cover whatever your type is, they cover. Ethnicity, size, Victoria's Secret, Sports Illustrated. These girls you got to just find your way into the circle. And New York Mets reliever Drew Smith happened to be one of the people that went out with them to throw out the first pitch. He was like, walk them out. And I remember him shooting a shot. And everyone was like, look at this guy's got game. But then again, why wouldn't he?
Why are we putting these models on a pedestal, too? I mean,
He's a Major League Baseball pitcher.
The guy's a Major League ball player. I don't care how famous he is. He made it to the big leagues. He's a somebody. And the truth is, you don't have to be necessarily a Major League Baseball player. You just have to have access. And I give them all the credit in the world. You can't put anybody on a pedestal. If you're a great guy and you lead with kindness, and that's what we get from Puka Nacua, why the hell not? So props to him. I love that story. Shoot your shot. And you miss all the shots you don't drink, as we say. It's Super Bowl week. Let's have some fun.
I found the story. 2022. So it was 4 years ago now. I don't even know what Drew Smith is up to. I'll have to look him up. But I'll tell you what, in celebration of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, Brooks Nader, Wolfie Cindy, and other models threw out the first pitch at Citi Field.
Wolfie Cindy's no slouch.
Yo, I mean,
yeah,
if you know her, yeah.
So shoot your shot, again, if you're single.
So Drew Smith puts on social media a couple years ago.
Yeah.
See you at another game this year, Wolfie Cindy? Question mark.
Good
with
for him.
You know, what are you going to do? I mean, you and I have talked about it for single buddies of ours. It's like you just got to find your way sometimes into a circle of people, and that opens up everything professionally, dating-wise, business-wise, everything. So,
and it could start with a simple tweet like that. I hear those stories all the time.
I mean,
so
Taylor Swift, you're right. That it was simply Travis Kelce wanted to give Taylor Swift a friendship bracelet, and Aaron Andrews sort of brokered it a little bit, like, yeah, he's a good guy, vouch for him. Well, you need, a little vouching here and there.
By the way, that's something you keep to yourself. Can you imagine saying that to one of your buddies? Like, yeah, I think I want to give her a friendship bracelet. Your friend would talk you out of that right away. So keep it to yourself, do the sweet thing, make the move, and reap all the benefits. Travis Kelce scored big just on being a nice guy.
Yeah.
And shooting his shot. Same thing for Puka Nacua. And why not? Honestly, these dudes, I don't want to say this and anyone take it the wrong way.
No, please say it. Oh,
just
say
because someone's good looking doesn't make them awesome. You know, of course, Sydney Sweeney is a super talent, but you have to realize that, and I guess you could say just because you could catch a football doesn't make you awesome either, but it takes a hell of a lot of effort to get to that level.
Yeah.
A lot of discipline, a lot of skill.
Listen,
you have to be an extraordinary person.
There's
Being good looking, you just were born good looking. Congrats on that. Seriously,
Congrats on being born good looking.
that doesn't take a lot of effort. Like, I mean, it's great and
Making
all,
the
but
NFL, that takes effort.
yeah, well, it does. It doesn't happen by accident. You could be born.
Hey, your mom and dad are good looking. Congrats.
That's really what it comes down to. You could be born with great athleticism.
Yeah.
It's what you do with it to get to that level. Not everyone makes it that far. So I feel like, yeah, the fact that anyone's surprised that Puka Nakua's throwing it out there or Kelsey's with Taylor Swift, like, why not? Who do you expect them to be with? These are dudes at the top of their game.
I have a question for you.
But again, they're nice dudes. So I think if you're a nice guy and you're a good guy with great intentions, that's what goes the furthest.
I don't want to. No, I won't say it. I will.
No, you have to say
How-
it now.
If you're Sydney Sweeney, do you got to strap those bad boys down if you skydive? Well, I'm saying, haven't you ever seen those videos on Instagram where girls are in that slingshot ride at an amusement park and it's like, like,
No, I've never seen those, man. What are you talking about?
what's your algorithm? Covino's algorithm, all Yankees in boxing.
Yeah, so
Yankees in boxing. Covino's a white guy from the 1920s.
I congratulate Puka Nakua, and I want to motivate you guys, and hopefully he motivates
I think we were going to say motorboat.
Not motor. I want to motorboat Sydney. I mean motivate you to shoot your shot, and it doesn't have to be about women. Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's an opportunity. Maybe it's just something that's gonna propel your life forward. So
Yeah.
congrats to him on just throwing it out there with a simple tweet, and that's usually how it starts in today's world. It's not just introducing yourself in person. It could be as simple as that. And if you just joined us, she says she likes athletic and outgoing and funny. I'm a sporty girl with someone who needs to climb a mountain and go skydiving with me. And he retweeted, "Love skydiving."
Well,
on X.
Could I let's we don't need to harp on this any longer, but can you
But we'll ask him about it.
read her tweet one more time because I really want to break this down real quick. She wants what? What does Sydney Sweeney look for?
Athletic and outgoing and funny.
Okay. We've met Puka Nakua, 3 or 4 times now? Athletic, clearly. Outgoing, probably one of our most charismatic guests. And very funny dude. Like a nice guy. Like hangs out with gamers and he's big on social media.
Funny how? Like dad jokes?
No, like he's like silly. Yeah, like
always smiling.
Yeah,
always down to laugh and have a good time with you. And
maybe she just described Puka Nakua.
I think he's an exceptional fella. He's not the biggest out there. He's not the strongest. He's not the fastest, but yet he's one of the best.
Yeah.
So he wants it, and he's the kind of guy that wants it. He goes for it. So props to him.
Not a high draft pick.
Exactly.
A guy that works hard to get what he wants. So does it surprise you?
No.
That he goes after it?
It goes
I mean,
with the personality type. Now, if you have anything to chime in on, hit us 877-99 on Fox. Again, youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR to watch what you hear. And we still have so much more to get to today. More stories involving the NFL, of course. We got to talk about, do you know Dick Hammer by any chance?
Dick Hammer, you mean the grandpappy of my favorite redhead in the NFL?
Yeah, his grandson. We got to talk about his grandson.
Oh, Dick Hammer's grandson, Sam Darnold.
Lawrence Taylor in the news. We got to talk about him as well.
Yeah.
Plus, a lot of funny stuff happened in the world of boxing over the weekend.
We're gonna have a really fun show today, but this is just the calm before the storm. A lot of fun today, but let me tell you, this week we're getting some names of people we're gonna have on our show, and I think this is gonna be, not to sound like the host of a reality show, this might be our best Super Bowl yet. I feel like we're getting a lot of people on the show this week, so it'll be a lot of fun. But coming up, we are going to talk about toupees, Lawrence Taylor, Super Bowls, and next, Sam Darnold. There's a really interesting story about Dick Hammer's grandson.
That's how I know him.
And it's really a matter of could've, should'ves, would'ves, and I want to dispel that a little bit. So we'll get to that next. More Covino and Rich right here, live from Media Row, the Media Center. Covino and Rich, let's go. Fox Sports Radio.
Ready to tackle your financial goals? With Webull, you don't have to sit on the sidelines. Whether you're a rookie or a pro, Webull puts you in the game with tools that help you make the moves you want.
Oh, trading stocks. I'm all about this stuff. Stocks, options, ETFs, or play the long game with cash management and retirement accounts.
What you know about the long game?
All on one platform. What do you know about the long game?
With cash management and retirement accounts all on one platform. Webull's app pairs advanced analytics and real-time data. I see how you look at me. So you can read the defense, adjust your strategy, and stay in control.
And now meet Vega, your personal AI market assistant. Ask questions like, analyze my watch list, or what's the outlook for this stock, and get real-time stock analysis, volatility insights, and fundamentals that turn complex signals into plain English.
Want a wider view of the field? Use Portfolio X-Ray to spot trends, manage risk, and optimize the performance of your portfolio.
Stop punting your financial future. Join Webull.
I know.
Yeah, no, I'm talking to the guys here.
The coaching carousel continues. From what we're reading, the Cleveland Browns, which we all agreed was one of the positions that doesn't feel that appealing. Like, going to Cleveland, no offense, Cleveland, that itself is like, all right, I'm going to Cleveland.
Fun times in Cleveland again.
Cleveland!
There's jingles on YouTube that we've been singing for 20 years that just paint the most terrible picture of Cleveland.
And I'm sure it's a lovely city.
I mean, we've had fun times out there.
Let me read this message that we saw on social media. Danny G hit us up with this one. Cleveland, which, again, and you're not even sure what you're doing at quarterback. You're not sure if Shador's the guy. You still have Deshaun Watson technically on the roster. You don't know what's next for Cleveland. There's so much uncertainty. It's like you have Myles Garrett and the rest is like, what now? And
they're facing lots of criticism.
And a decent defense. The Browns, get this, are facing criticism for their unusual head coaching hiring process. Candidates are being asked to take personality tests, write essays, and complete homework assignments, something no other team requires per NFL's Tom Pelissero. Pelissero notes this may be why top candidates like Jesse Minter, Mike McDaniel, and others have pulled out of wanting to coach Cleveland because they're making this like a really assignment-driven, like do your homework thing. Now, I'm a big fan of going.
And there was an update, though, Rich.
Yeah.
Just a few hours ago, Jags OC Grant Udinski withdrew from the process because it's such a pain in the ass and not appealing.
And the thing is, I get it. You want to go into, and I'm a big advocate of going into a meeting or a presentation or anything prepared. Know where they went to college, know if they're married, know what their sports alliance is. I feel like these things help you along in personal and social and work settings.
Do they have kids?
Yeah,
Anything to cheese up and schmooze about.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the Browns making an unappealing job even that much more of a pain in the ass is so Cleveland Browns to me. So we had our video producer, Spot, go into AI. Though we are robot-free at iHeart. Isn't that the slogan? What is
guaranteed human.
Guaranteed. We are guaranteed humans, everybody.
ChatGPT is a very good tool.
I'm a human being. But our video guy, Spot, put into AI an essay if he were to apply for the Cleveland Browns job, and it's amazing what comes up.
I think I may get the job.
Spot, can you read a
If every-
paragraph?
You're the only guy applying.
If everyone's backing out, let me tell you.
Spot, apply with this essay.
All
Can
right,
you read everyone a quick
let's
paragraph?
see. Ready? Okay,
Yeah.
here's what I got. The Cleveland Browns are a franchise defined by resilience, loyalty, and unfinished business.
Ooh.
Few teams in professional sports carry a fan base as passionate or as patient.
That's true.
And that reality demands leadership that understands pressure, accountability, and culture as much as play calling. I believe I am the right coach for the Cleveland Browns because I bring clarity, credibility, and a people-first approach to an organization ready to turn belief into sustained success.
Wow, Spot, I think you got the job.
I could go on. It's incredible.
Give me one more line.
Let me just give you my summation.
So what I'm saying is coaching candidates, just throw it into
Ready?
AI and send it off.
The Browns are not searching for a miracle. They are searching for leadership that aligns talent, culture, and accountability. I, Spot, am prepared to lead that alignment. With the right structure, belief, and commitment, the Cleveland Browns can move from promise to permanence, and I am ready to coach that transformation. Me, Spot.
That's some good alliteration in there.
Thank you.
And I say this respectfully, okay? But when you're dating like a pretty average person and they have all these like unrealistic demands, it's like you're really not that awesome to be barking all these orders.
Oh, you ever
at
see
me.
like a fat girl on TikTok talking about what she demands out of a man? It's like he needs to make 6 figures. He needs to do this. He needs to have this big package in his
That's how
pants.
this feels. Yeah, it's like, come on, Cleveland.
The
Like,
Cleveland
just
Browns-
be happy
No,
you're getting some
please.
qualified
No,
people.
the Cleveland Browns
Stop
are the-
making it so difficult.
Yo, Covino, high five, bro. Cleveland Browns are the fat chick that's like, I need a guy that makes 6
Hey.
figures, has a big package, and he's 6 feet tall.
With analogies like that, you may need my essay, Rich.
Go to foxsports.com for details.
Stand by. We're hot.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Covino and Rich live from Super Bowl week in San Francisco.
Woo!
You know, a lot of people say San Fran.
Oh, people
And
locally, I think, hate that, right?
People locally are like, nobody says San Fran, yet everybody else says San Fran all the time. But we won't do that. We won't disrespect because we're happy to be here.
Happy to be in the San Fran.
Our set here in San Francisco is the best set in the entire media center.
You
Why?
said it.
Because our set is decked with ViewSonic monitors. For nearly 4 decades, ViewSonic has been a name people trust.
From working to learning and beyond, their display solutions help teams work better and move ideas forward with confidence. Look at that.
And facing a peak season, looking for a new team member, Workforce Solutions from Express Employment Professionals make hiring easier. Visit expresspros.com, find an office, and see how Express can help you hire smarter and faster. Thanks again to expresspros.com.
Are you in a good mood or no?
Yeah, I'm feeling
Right,
it.
you better be a good. Don't make me punch you and make your toupee come off.
Yeah, good luck there, Jarrell Miller. We're going to talk about Jarrell Big Baby Miller. That's Rich Big Baby Davis. I'm Steve Covino. We got Dan Byer on standby with an update for you. I want to thank Sam and Shay back at the studio and everybody hanging out with us at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Danny G is super producing, and the whole team is here.
Yeah.
Ready to talk about Dick Hammer's grandson.
Oh, you mean Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold.
Yo,
By
yeah.
the way, we're at the airport. We have lots of stories to tell about our adventures here. We're at the airport, and there's this guy with this red pompadour, glasses, older fella, has like a flannel on. I'm like, he's got to be from the Darnold family. Look at this guy. He's all pumped to make it to San Francisco. He looked like a Darnold.
Well, every time
I was like, that got to be Ralph Darnold.
This is a game-
distant uncle.
This is the game we play when we're out and about. You could say it's mean. I think it's hilarious. If we see like a weak ass version
We're
of
not
someone,
the only ones.
no, I'm saying I
doing
wonder
this.
if other buddies play this.
Yeah.
If we see a weak version of someone, we mildly adjust the name. Like Covino goes, look over there, bro. It's Sam Donald. Like you just mildly change the name. Like I remember one time we were in New York.
He
remember we
looked
saw
like a definite relative of Sam Darnold, but like an older.
coincidentally just
yeah.
another redhead. But remember we saw a redheaded
With
dude
the
with a
business
guitar
guy.
in New York
Oh.
City, and you said, "What is that, Ned Sheeran?"
Ned Sheeran.
So, yeah, so-
you see people like that all the time. So I feel like we saw a distant uncle at the airport.
Possibly. You never know. But speaking of Sam Darnold, and I'm glad DB's here because
Speaking of distant relatives, his
let's
grandpappy.
let's talk about Sam Darnold. And Danny G, you hit us up with a quote from one of his former teammates, and it got us thinking. You want to give us the scoop?
Yeah, so Jamal Adams, former Raider, he was quoted saying, "Man, if only New York had some patience with Darnold. Like, he was the guy, man. He was going to be the guy. He just needed time."
And then, it gets you thinking about a million things, from career to relationships to sports to everything. And I feel like if you live in a world of could-have, should-haves, I don't know. Those,
You do that with stocks all the time. I'm like, hey man, it just wasn't meant for you.
You know what? Guilty.
It's the
You're right.
truth,
You know
right?
what? If you're going to call me out, you're right. Because there are times I'm like, man, I wish I would have bought that stock. Yeah,
You
of course.
dwell on that, and you're not. I'm only using you as the example. How
you're
many
right.
people dwell on stuff like that? I'm
Like,
yeah,
like
but
right
hey,
now, Bitcoin is at like a 2-year low. And there's a part of me that's like, when I renovated my pool last year, maybe I should have sold Bitcoin and then bought it back cheap. Like, who knew that was going to happen? You
Nobody
don't know.
knew. It's
And
in retrospect.
And I bet you this. Jet fans, when he was there for 3 years, Do you think anyone, Dan Byer, was saying, like, this is the guy? I think everyone was quick to be like, yo, get rid of Sam Darnold.
I thought early on that there were glimpses. I in fact remember, and I even brought it up here, and I'm looking just to make sure, when the NFL schedule came out, they opened up against the Lions on Monday Night Football in Detroit. This is pre the Lions. This is the Lions that we really knew, not the new Lions. And the Jets went in and won that game. Killed Detroit. Darnold threw a couple of touchdown passes, had an interception. So then I started to look at how did that rookie season go? The next week threw for over 300 yards.
Sure.
So my thought process was correct, but threw 2 interceptions, then threw 2 interceptions the next week. And then all of a sudden, when the seeing ghosts thing, that line that was caught on the mic, I thought that was the turning point, because now you got this glimpse of Sam Darnold that even he has not stopped throwing interceptions. He has not stopped turning the football over. He does other things better, but he still turns the football over. But I thought that was a changing point in his career, and it's probably why he couldn't go back and stay in New York.
Yeah, I do think that where you are now, it sounds, so obvious, but you are made up of all your experiences. And you could say all you want, like, oh, man, if they would have just given him time. Maybe Sam Darnold needed to hang out with Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy and see that system. Maybe he needed to go to Minnesota. Maybe he needed to do all these things to be who he is now. Like, think of the man you are for your wife.
Any question.
But, like, think of the man you are for your wife or the job you have now. Would that have worked if not for your experiences?
Not at all. Not at all. And what gets lost in that is you're taken away from the story. I mean, his story is one of the most incredible, if he wins especially, one of the most incredible stories of not necessarily being overlooked, but perseverance. You start with the Jets. You end up in Carolina. You're backing up in San Francisco. Yeah. You have a great season with the Vikings, and they don't see you as a guy they want to keep. They dish you out and try to get the most out of your talents. And then he proves it again with Seattle. Like, lost in that is like how incredible that really is. Yeah. So, I think he's a culmination of all those things happening, man. And I think you need that in life. You need that to be part of your story. So, to cry about it or to look at it that way, I think you're looking at it all wrong.
And not everyone had faith in him. I mean, Dan Byer, maybe you did. You're the number one Seahawks fan I know in the media. But
it's all fit, too, Rich.
But I remember Mina Kimes, who is a Seahawks fan, right?
Yes.
I think
She's apparently the only one.
Clay Travis was going off on something like a year ago or so. She said, like, this is the worst decision the Seahawks made to give up Geno Smith and get Sam Darnold. So even Seahawks diehards and people that are respected in the sports media world weren't sure of this.
Correct. And I wasn't sure of it either.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, as we've talked about throughout the year and throughout this season, Darnold is better in doing certain things, but it doesn't mean that he's completely changed. He's just doing the things that he does really well and having an opportunity to do so. He still turns the football over. Now, he hasn't lately.
Since I love you, Dan Byer, and I'm rooting for your Seahawks just because I want to see you happy, and you deserve it. It's hard to say as a Niners fan. But I have been saying he's due for a stinker. And if he wins a Super Bowl, then maybe the stinkers are less and less, and maybe he's just progressing. We're waiting for something that's not going to happen. Maybe he fine-tuned his game. It happens, right?
I don't even think it's a stinker. I just think it's a turnover.
Yeah,
I think it's a turnover and a fumble. And I think that's maybe how we were unfair to Sam Darnold.
I was unfair. I remember, know what I called him in my mind?
On that.
I bet you if you go back to the videotape, like you're Warner Wolf, let's go to the videotape. I guarantee on our show, discussing with you guys, I said, it's a good – I think I probably called him like a good placeholder where you could probably play good football. You're not going to win something, but I remember thinking, like, Sam Darnold, you'll may go 10-7. You'll win some games and until you get your guy. But I was wrong. He is your guy.
The guy.
He is your guy.
He's the guy.
What's different from last season to this year? Not much. The 2 games against the Lions, the 2 games against the Rams.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's just opportunity. I look at it like fit if you want to tie it into your own life or relationships. It's a matter of like right fit at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like you're saying, Dan Byer, he hasn't changed that much, but it wasn't a right fit in New York. It wasn't a right fit.
We haven't changed. We worked for different companies. We haven't really changed much, but some companies embraced us more than others. Think about women you've dated. It seems like your girlfriend embraced you a lot more than your ex-wife did.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I haven't changed that much. It's just timing and right fit and everything
Yeah.
else. So I think that's what we're seeing here. I think we're seeing someone's career play out. You know, if there's any criticism, like Jamal Adams is saying that the Jets should have kept him, I think it's just a matter of people still continuing to get that opportunity instead of like being thrown away and kicked out the league, which we've seen with a lot of younger quarterbacks.
I hate putting you guys on the spot in doing this because I hate it when it's done to me. But last year, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say Darnold's year with the Vikings was?
Ooh, surprising. I was 8.
Okay, yeah. And now
solid
this year
year.
with the Seahawks,
7, 8.
what do you think?
Yeah, like an 8. I don't think
I would
I
say
think
8 or
people would-
9.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
Danny's point,
Maybe a little,
He had
yeah.
a better year last year statistically with the Vikings than he did this year with Seattle. But his team has gone farther, and he hasn't turned the ball over in those big games. And so my whole point in saying this is Sam Darnold hasn't changed as much as you think he has. And it's the success of what he's had. So maybe he wasn't as bad as he was in with the Jets. Maybe the time in Minnesota, we look back and he was an MVP candidate, but yet he lost those games to the Rams. And then the last game against the Rams in the playoffs was sacked 9 times. Was that his fault? No.
But
And so I
maybe
think
it's a
he's
matter
just got
of
it.
things
He's got it up
changing around
against him.
you. Things
Yeah.
changing around you.
And you know what? A good gauge would be like our boss Scott is a Vikings fan. I never really asked him, hey, what did you think of Darnold last year? Because honestly, other than laying an egg in that one playoff game, well, you're right, it wasn't all his fault. I'm sure he probably thought, oh, he's done well for us. You guys, they won a lot of games.
He threw 35 touchdowns last year and 12 interceptions.
Yeah.
He's got 25 and 14 this year.
So, yeah,
This season.
statistically.
And think back about what Jamal Adams said. Like, man, if the Jets only held on to him, it's not like the Jets didn't believe in him. They had him.
Yeah.
They gave him a great opportunity to start 3 or 4 years, 3 years with the Jets. It's not like they didn't give him a chance. It just wasn't the time.
Yep.
It wasn't the fit, and now it is.
And as Rich said, and you said, the time in San Francisco could have helped. His familiarity with Clint Kubiak, where he
All
had
those
worked with
things.
previously, that ends up helping, and then allows you to have a season like this.
I've heard, and just because someone's younger or less experienced than you, I heard that even relationships with other guys in the quarterback room, like apparently him and Purdy clicked and they're pals, and you learn stuff from each other.
Yeah, Drew Lock was crying or got emotional talking about Darnold.
So
You know what? Darnold also became maybe his stats are very similar, Dan, but maybe gained respect as a leader along the way, right? Like, don't you feel a little more confidence in Sam Darnold than you did previously? Like, he's a little more seasoned and he could be trusted a little more, even though he can turn the ball over. You feel like he is in command and control. So maybe that journey built him to be this guy with a little more leadership than previously.
And something we always neglect to remember is that these guys are such young men. He's still a young man.
That comes with time, and
it's-
wisdom,
come
I
on.
think. It really does.
All right. Well, now that we got DB here, Dan, what is going on? Let's get an update.
Yeah, guys, the team that the Seahawks beat in the NFC Championship game, the Rams, they made some moves today, giving head coach Sean McVay and GM Les Snead contract extensions. McVay said that he has his fingers crossed that quarterback Matthew Stafford returns next season. The NFL.
Oh, I'm saying, wasn't it like just a year ago we were discussing, is McVay going to take a timeout and go broadcast? Remember there was a moment where we thought McVay was going to take a timeout from coaching, and now he's like, no, I'm all in.
He's got a contract extension. He wants Matthew Stafford back, something that they didn't necessarily want maybe a year ago at this time.
Is that wild?
How things change. NFL says they're aware of the situation involving Giants co-owner Steve Tisch being named to the Epstein files. The league also says they were aware of Tisch's statement that he released and says they're looking into the entire matter. NFL confirmed the Saints will play a game in Paris, France next year, the first regular season game in the city. Broncos are promoting Davis Webb from quarterback's coach to be their offensive coordinator. Gus Bradley's the Titans' new defensive coordinator, and former Dolphins DC Anthony Weaver, the defensive coordinator now for the Baltimore Ravens. Afternoon basketball in the NBA. Hornets top the Pelicans 102-95. The NBA fined Mavs coach Jason Kidd $35,000 for using profane language and criticizing the officials during Saturday's game against the Rockets. And ESPN reports the Mariners are acquiring Brendan Donovan from the St. Louis Cardinals in a 3-team deal that also includes the Tampa Bay Rays. Fellas, back to you.
Yo, thank you, DB. Maybe we'll look into this for next hour, but this is a bummer. Danny, you're a big NBA guy, and we're talking about how, once football wraps up after this week, we go a little heavy into the NBA. It's sort of where we lean, right?
Well, even this week because of the trade
deadline on Thursday, and we keep talking about like Giannis's piece one. Now they're saying odds for Giannis's next team heavily favor him staying with the Bucks, which I think
Doc Rivers is making it clear that he wants to stay, but then all reports are saying that the teams are meeting with potential interest.
Yeah, but not only interest. Golden State, the Knicks, Miami. There's teams that they're saying they're offering a lot.
Yeah.
A lot to
because he's a franchise changer.
There's a feeling that the Bucks could possibly get a little bit more for him during the offseason.
It's just wild to think, though, because Covino and I were saying this morning at breakfast that if you get a guy like Giannis to the Knicks or to team up with Steph and Golden State, that brings an excitement I feel like the NBA needs right now. I feel like the NBA, maybe because we're so heavy into football, but the NBA needs a little jolt of, because it is the anniversary of Luka, Anthony Davis. I think we need a little jolt, so we'll see what happens.
I think it'd be great for basketball.
Right,
That's no knock on Milwaukee, but
whatever.
Nick, oh man,
Dan Meyer, Milwaukee guy.
I mean Muggsy too.
Oh, sorry, Dan. I know. I always do that. I'm so sorry, bud, but honestly, that's how I feel as well.
Well, we got more Covino Rich live from Media Row, Fox Sports Radio. Now, if you're facing hiring headaches, staffing your business, it's complex, high turnover, skills gaps, ever-changing regulations could slow and drain your resources. That's where Express Employment Pros comes in.
With decades of staffing expertise, Express connects you to a larger pool of qualified candidates, helping you reduce turnover and build the right size workforce. Get started at expresspros.com.
Now, if you need to flex your staff for peak seasons or special projects, Express Employment Pros offers contract staffing so you can scale up or down with ease, preventing burnout and boosting productivity. Worried about compliance? Express stays on top of ever-changing employment laws. Express recognized for excellence, earning clearly rated Best of Staffing Client and Talent Awards, plus the Diamond Award for client satisfaction.
Don't let hiring challenges hold your business back. Visit expresspros.com. Find your local office. Discover how Express Employment Pros can help you hire smarter and faster. If hiring is taking you away from growing your business, get the support you need from Express.
Don't spend your time weeding through spam and online applicants. Hire faster with Express. Express Employment Pros, building your workforce, supporting your success.
We're down.
Biggest
Thanks, Sam.
stage. We've got the biggest names, and we've got the biggest.
We got NFL breaking news.
Oh,
What
DB,
up, DB,
let's go.
Breaking news from Fox Sports.
A report from ESPN says that former Patriots head coach Bill Belichick will not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, as he did not receive enough votes to be enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this upcoming summer.
But
That's crazy.
The report from ESPN's Don Van Natta Jr. and Seth Wickersham say that Belichick fell short of the 40 votes out of the 50 needed to get in.
Who's hating?
Quoting at least 4 different sources is saying that Belichick was notified of this news on Friday. Belichick quoted as saying 6 Super Bowls isn't enough, and what does a guy have to do? But Bill Belichick will not be a Hall of Famer this summer, according to this report from
That's
ESPN.
a joke, dude. That's only a joke second to Rich not being acknowledged by his Syracuse alma mater. That's a joke.
I can't believe that.
That really is. I know he's had a rough year plus and a shaky storyline in recent history, but what he did in the NFL is unmatched, and I don't know how that's possible. So he must have rubbed somebody the wrong way. He needs to.
Are you sure one of the voters isn't Jordan Hudson's dad?
Seriously, that makes 0 sense.
Honestly, like I'm. This is tough too. I'm at a loss.
He's right.
For
What
words.
more does he have to do?
What
That's
more
a
does he have
joke.
to do?
It's kind of a no news sort of thing, but I think it was so surprising in hearing that because we all just felt it was a foregone conclusion. Mike Holmgren got to the final round of balloting last year and ultimately did not get in. I think that he should be in. I think Mike Shanahan should be in. I think a bunch of these guys should be in. And now it's like their case isn't as good if Belichick's not getting in at this
Right.
point.
By the way, that's
really
another one.
stupid,
Mike
DB.
Shanahan, Holmgren, these guys are generational coaches, and Belichick is on the top of that list. That is wildly bizarre to me. It's like, Covino, who was the Yankee that was missing like one vote, had 99%? Like, was it Jeter or Mariano
Yeah.
Rivera was unanimous, right?
Mo was, I think, the only guy unanimous.
Yeah.
And Jeter was one vote. Yeah.
Like one
vote.
guy. And it's like, who is the person that said, 5 World Series, the captain, clutch, Mr. November? I'm a Mets fan. I don't
Just
like
a
the
hater,
Yankees.
bro.
But in my mind, I'm like, to not vote Jeter in, to not vote Belichick in, those jabronis deserve to get their vote taken away.
You could think whatever you want about Belichick as a person. You
Grumpy,
could hate the Patriots. Yeah, it doesn't matter because I think everyone should be able to acknowledge what he did for the Patriots and in the NFL.
Damn.
So that's just ridiculous.
Thanks for the breaking news, DB.
Yeah,
that's wild.
That's wild.
And
Really
there's one other layer to this. He was in a coaches category. Bob Kraft, Patriots owner, is a finalist in the contributors category. So you wonder, did Kraft get in? And they're like, we don't want to mess with Belichick, or we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it plays out. But both were up for possible enshrinement this summer. But Belichick apparently not good enough to make the cut. We'll see if the Patriots.
Wouldn't you think
owner
there's a
is.
mistake there? Like, oh, there has to be an error.
Like, was there a hanging Chad involved?
Right.
Was there?
It's a misprint.
Is it the case of the hanging Chad 25 years later? 26
so
years later? My
stupid.
goodness. Well, think about it. If you're voting, forget the 6 Super Bowl wins, 9 Super Bowl appearances, right? The 2 Giants losses and the Eagles loss. And
You mean as an assistant?
as an assistant and a win as an assistant and a loss.
Two. Yeah, he had 2 in 21 and 25.
Yeah. So, Mike,
Super
all
Bowls.
that and nothing, huh? No beans.
Dedicated his life to the NFL and was great at it. That's a joke. I feel like someone's out for him, if not a misprint, or he really did something behind the scenes we don't know about, because that makes no sense at all. Yeah, there's a lot of people that just didn't take kindly to the fact that he's affiliated with some cheating scandals. And that's why your boy Carlos Beltran even got some flack, but he got voted in, but there was a lot of speculation. And, some people really hold a grudge more so to certain people than others, and Bill Belichick, not the most likable guy, maybe rubbed some people the wrong way, and they're like, you mean
Cincinnati.
Bill, Spygate Bill, Deflategate Bill?
Dan Beyer and I were talking about that during the break, that, there are people that might say, of course he's going to get in, but because of Spygate, maybe just not the first time.
Something that totally epitomizes the cheese weenie known as Rich Davis. Go to our X page at Covino and Rich.
Why do you got to be all negative about it?
Because it's so typical. I'm sitting here doing a live read while they're taking photos. Spot's taking a photo. I'm doing a live read and Rich is posing there like a cheese ball, and that's what they post. I'm mid-sentence, look like an idiot, and you're sitting there looking like Guy Smiley.
I think it's a great photo.
It's the
in fact, I'm going
weakest
to post
photo.
it on our Instagram.
It looks like you might as well have posted a photo of me eating a cheeseburger while Rich is posing. Live from the Fox Sports Radio stage at the Media Center, downtown San Francisco.
At Covino and Rich. I'm going to post it on all our socials right now.
It's time for our tire rack play of the day. Yeah, so if you were listening and you just heard me rambling and you didn't hear anything from Rich, it's because he was posing for the photo. Now, if I stopped and did that, it would have been radio silence. But I'm sitting there and it's the worst photo ever.
Keep
But
talking.
anyway.
We're doing a photo shoot.
Yeah, exactly. And exactly 1 year ago today, the Mavs shocked everyone by trading this man to the Lakers.
James coming in next stoppage. Doncic. Much needed 3 for the Lakers. Take Luka to 30 points on the night.
Man, the Knicks had great bench play and did pull away in the fourth for the dub. That was courtesy of NBA on NBC. That was our Tire Rack play of the day. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free. Backed by free road hazard protection. Convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
All right.
Hey, why you get all mad? It's not the best picture of you, but at least
It's
you're
the weakest.
at least you didn't have your
Because what if I
toupee
did what
knocked
you
off.
did? Yeah, and just stopped the show and just started, smiling for the photo. But anyway, you're right. It could be worse. You could be Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Who's that? The big heavyweight who got his toupee knocked off over the weekend. Now, there was a great fight. Shakur Stevenson put on a clinic, a master class of boxing over Teofimo Lopez. He made Teofimo Lopez, one of the GOATs, look looked below average because he basically pitched a shutout over this weekend.
You said he looked like ass, and we love Teofimo.
And new champion at 140, Shakur Stevenson, went up in weight and stole the belt. And what's the biggest story? Jarrell Big Baby Miller getting his toupee knocked off.
I'll be honest. If I'm Shakur Stevenson,
and deservingly so, because it was fun.
If I'm Shakur Stevenson, I'm agitated that I just had undeniably my biggest win over Teofimo Lopez, and the headline is fat undercard guy gets his toupee knocked off.
So he's fighting Kingsley Ibea. Is that how you say his name? Ibea? Yeah, I think it's Kingsley Ibea. And he ends up winning the fight and winning social media, but losing all respect because, get this, he gets all trimmed up, gets the high and tight faded up before the big fight, the big card, pay-per-view on DAZN. And this just came out today. Here's the update. He pays $700 for this toupee. And he posts it on social media like, yo, looking fresh. Yeah, no, he should have went to Maury's Wigs. But he spent $700 too much for this toupee, only to get hit by consecutive jabs to the dome, knocking it off. So it's like life imitating cartoons, and it was one of the most ridiculous stories over the weekend, but hilarious.
Bro, because it was like a flop. It was a toupee flopperoo.
Oh my goodness.
And then he ripped it off and threw it in the crowd, and people were having fun with it. But you know what? More stuff like that will get casual people watching boxing.
I mean, it's just
you get bonus points. Do you lose a point for losing your toupee?
But I think, like, embarrassing photos like the one Spot posted of us.
Yeah.
I think you gotta lean into them. You gotta just own it. And some people are better at it than others. Because Jarrell Miller,
maybe you should pull a Jarrell Miller.
Yeah,
he seemed like a little crybaby.
He
right
took his toupee, threw it into the stands. People were taking photos with it, and now everybody's talking about him. But hey, just go all the way. Go full on dome. Don't even try to fake the funk, unless you're going to Maury's, of course. Because, again, $700 too much for that toupee.
What was his excuse? Something about, like, he used his mom's shampoo or something? There was some, like, he said something. But you know what? I think it's a great story from the weekend. And, listen, we're in San Francisco, so plenty of great stories this week. More Covino Rich live from San Francisco Media Row
all right.
with Fox Sports Radio.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate your show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable.
Hey.
You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life. It's a friendship.
Our office will look into the matter to understand the facts, unquote. The Tennessee Titans are hiring 49ers assistant Gus Bradley as their new defensive coordinator. The Denver Broncos are promoting quarterbacks coach Davis Webb to offensive coordinator. The Baltimore Ravens expected to hire Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver as their new defensive coordinator. The Los Angeles Rams have signed head coach Sean McVay and general manager Les Snead to multi-year contract extension.
Sports Radio Studios, broadcasting live at the Moscone Center in downtown San Francisco for Super Week. Here they are. Wow! Covino and Rich.
Oh, Moscone. Covino and Rich. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Broadcasting live from downtown San Francisco at the NFL Media Center. Yeah, buddy. Getting ready for Super Bowl 60, bro. Show sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and NBA. And right now, use the promo code CRSHOW for Covino and Rich Show. CR Show.
I
Claim
see.
your special offer at DraftKings. Again, that's promo code CR Show at DraftKings. The crown is yours.
And your next success can be sooner than you think. Put your goals within reach at the University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited state university. Apply now. Save with no application fee. Classes start February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu.
February 11th, that's 3 days before Valentine's, Papa.
That's my son's birthday.
Before all the romance and all the love. And by the way, it is the month of love, I should say. So don't wait last minute. Let this be your reminder to make reservations. Make a nice, sweet little reservation. You know what rips? You know what actually just rips? A nice, loving Valentine's dinner with your wife or girlfriend. So make the reservation because women and girlfriends don't want gas station flowers and dinner at Applebee's.
You know what I will say, though?
Even though I'm not hating on Applebee's, or as the Vatos call it, Plebes.
Plebes, I love Plebes.
If you're trying to make a statement, maybe think ahead of time.
Or Chiles. I do think it's a gauge of whether or not a woman's a pain in the ass or not is if she needs to do something on that actual day. Like if you turned to your wife or girlfriend and said, I got reservations and a beautiful night planned Saturday or Friday night. And she's like, but that's not the actual day. What a pain in the ass.
Well, it's
not a real holiday anyway.
I mean, well, coincidentally, this year, Valentine's Day does fall on a Saturday night.
I got to find my Mr. Nose underwear, bro. Bust those out again.
The one with the elephant trunk? Or no?
Bring the romance, man. But, yeah, make those reservations and, trying to buy something or be thoughtful. Russell Stover's at CVS ain't cutting it.
It's like going out on New Year's Eve. It's for suckers.
I get it, but you still got to do a little something. Or maybe for the
gifts and all that in a card, that's cool.
You got a daughter, you got to get her something nice, right? All the women in your life, tell them you love them. And happy Black History Month, man. Welcome to the show, Covino and Rich, live from the Moscone Center, like Rich said.
On day 2, I guess, the 2nd of Black History Month. Can I give a shout out to the dude whose toupee got knocked off this weekend?
Jarrell, Big Baby Miller, man.
My goodness.
That was, honestly, it was pure comedy. It was ridiculous.
Now, in the world of sports.
Because you think you've seen it all, man. I watched boxing since I was a little kid.
When you think of the highlights and lowlights, well, not even lowlights, but like funny moments in sports, I picture, who was it at first base that forgot where they were for a second and pulled down their pants to wipe the dirt off?
Steve Lyons.
Was it Steve Lyons?
Yeah.
And then Warner Wolf's teeth fell out. Like, a guy's toupee falling off mid-fight?
Baseball. Funny side up. It was the bloopers. Yeah, this was a boxing blooper that just had people wondering, is this real life? Is that AI? There's no way that could be real.
You said it best. It's like a cartoon. Like every jab, the toupee went. It's pretty comical.
It's so ridiculous, honestly, and I'm not surprised that it went viral.
I've only seen one thing as funny as that this past weekend.
What's that?
You two jumping up like a scared cat.
Spot. Can you come up here a minute?
Wait, hold on. But while Spot gets up here, I do want to say, though, that Jarrell Big Baby Miller isn't the only guy, because if you look it up,
there's other toupee incidents?
Andre Agassi wore a wig that whole time, because I was asking, why would you do that? Like, why even take that chance? Yeah. But it's just a bad glue job, really, because if Andre Agassi could play tennis all those years and have everybody fooled with a wig on, then maybe he's not that far off in his thinking. He wanted to look fresh during his victory.
Agassi had a better glue man.
I guess so, man. So
he needed a cut man and a glue man. I guess he didn't know that.
Yeah. But anyway, Danny G's right. It wasn't the funniest thing to happen. I can't even believe this happened yesterday.
You and Spot, all 4 of us went out. We got in late last night. Our flight was delayed. So, believe it or not, we had a beautiful dinner. Not at a fancy spot. We went to Mel's Diner, which is like a West Coast diner chain. I'm not sure if they're in other places, but
retro.
Like the jukebox at the table. It's very 1950s. You're hearing Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons in the background. You're hearing a lot of doo-wop. You get to choose your song.
We found out a story about Rich in college, how he lip-synced. What song was it? War.
What is it good for? Absolutely.
Yeah. Rich was in rare form telling stories and
spilling water all over
the table.
Yeah. He had a nice milkshake. It's that old school vibe. It's very Johnny Rockets.
Yeah.
Mel's Diner. And that was the only thing open by the time we got here late last night.
A nice smash burger, some fries, a milkshake. We're walking back to the hotel. And listen, San Francisco is a beautiful city. And not trying to sound insensitive. But there, like a lot of big cities, there's your fair share of homeless people laying on the streets. But like, It's terrible, honestly, as society. It's terrible that we just walk past people like, just they're sleeping under a cardboard box.
In our defense, what the heck are we supposed to do? Like check on every guy?
You're right, but we're walking down the street. And,
You didn't even know this guy was there. Let's be real.
There was like we're walking down the street, and there's what I thought was just a blanket on the side of the road. And take it away, Danny. I mean,
So it was an orange sleeping bag, and Rich was being so loud per usual.
You know what it is? It's Rich. His voice just cuts through so hard.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Grandma.
Cuts through
Whooping
cardboard.
eyes, yeah.
Cuts through sleeping bags. As we're walking past this guy, and Rich is very loudly sharing a story with all of us, this guy pops up out of nowhere, like waking up from the dead.
Dude, it was
the
like
sleeping bag pops up in the air. Then I see two people pop up in the air, like my cat Mac when he gets spooked and he jumps straight up. And it's Covino and Rich, both on their tippy toes. Ah!
Well, dude, this guy sprung up like the Undertaker, like a haunted house sort of animatronic.
it was like the Undertaker in like an old school wrestling casket match.
It's like when Tyson Fury got knocked down by Deontay Wilder and just rose from the dead. We got so scared that Rich jumped. He knocked me into one of the
Covino,
like a bike stand.
So because the guy's next to me, and you don't know if someone's got a gun, a knife, a needle, something. So I'm like, no disrespect, but I immediately I get startled like,
You're gonna Suge Knight you with a needle?
But
dude,
I bumped
it
into
scared
Covino.
us out of our boots. Man.
Covino looked like he was in the Olympics. He like hurdled a bike stand. He was like, oh!
I scuffed my Air Maxes last night trying to get out of the way. I was sort of bummed out about it.
But yeah, it's unfortunate. But yeah, we disturbed someone's sleep last night.
Oh man,
You two looked like Olympians. I did not know either of you had hops like
it
that.
was so unexpected. It was like, you're going through Home Depot during Halloween and they have all those animatronics. It just scared us out of our shoes. It was like, because we were so not expecting that.
It's so true. You're right, and that, by the way, good tip. Bring your kids to Home Depot instead of a haunted house, right?
Yeah, I used to take my daughter to the pet store instead of the zoo. Save yourself some money, man. You got to think smart.
But the startled nature of that moment,
oh my God,
it really was.
Yeah, because we were just talking about our dinner. Man, Mel's was great. Yeah, oh man, so great to be here in San Francisco. Ah! Yeah, it was so frightening.
It reminds me of a classic Covino and Rich story, and we're going to get into a bunch of stuff. We are live. Media Row, Media Center, San Francisco, Super Bowl 60. There's a Lawrence Taylor story we're going to get to in a few minutes. But, Danny, I don't even know if you know the story because we've been pals like 5 years, but it just shows like people's reaction when stuff goes down. Like, I see someone jump up. My instinct is I'm jumping away. Some people have no instinct. And you know who one of those people are? Our video guy, Spot. We were in New Orleans. And anyone that's been to New Orleans, you party on Bourbon Street, you drink your Hurricane. At the beginning of Bourbon Street, there's the Crystal Burger, and then you work your way down through the smut and the drinks and everything, right? We get a little too far on Bourbon Street. You pass the Cat's Meow, and you start going further and further. It gets dicey. Less tourist, more like, all right, it's like not as many bright lights.
Yeah, you got to the other side of the beads.
It starts to feel unsafe.
Yeah, it starts to feel a little unsafe. And we see a little scuffle going on. And we see a woman reach into a bag. And we hear someone say the words, "She got a gun." Covino and I were like, bolt.
I ran for my life.
I didn't care what I was going to say. I just ran.
I would have dusted Tyreek Hill in that moment.
Tyreek Hill, who's the dude that races on social media?
Bro.
Speed. We would have whooped their ass. Covino and I could have been,
I was running a 4.240, bro. Out of that. I was not trying to see what happened next.
And Spot stood there and was like, "What's going on?"
We lost Spot.
We lost Spot.
We had no idea
We found him like 10 minutes later, and he had a problem that we left without him. And
I ain't trying to wait and find out.
In those moments, do you have to like alert your buddy?
No.
Or do you just
every man for himself.
Everybody should know to run the other direction.
If you have a kid there, someone you're responsible for.
You got to pick them up.
You got to take your kid, and but as far as
if you're just with your boys,
you take care of I get it.
Everybody scatter. Woo.
You take care of your friends, but in that scenario, that's a.
But you yell to your friends as you're running.
Yeah.
Like, run.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
he
yell
had to
directives.
keep up. Like you and I ran in the same direction. It was his responsibility at that point to follow, and he did not. He wanted to stick around and find out.
Yeah. Spot said we left him to die.
Yeah, I know. So hey, be safe is the moral of the story.
Run. I was saying, what do you think, man? Isaac Lowenkron, you guys, we miss you back in the studio. If someone pulls out a gun and you're like, oh damn, do you need to like alert everyone in your crew?
No, every man for themselves. You should be aware of what's going on.
Exactly.
Are you quoting Peyton Manning on Saturday Night Live, every man for himself?
Yes, Isaac. I wish you guys were here. We miss you guys. Doing it live from the Bay Area, San Francisco. Is it fair to request a seafood restaurant? We are in San Francisco, but Covino's not a seafood guy. But there's always going to be a chicken dish, right, on a seafood. You fine with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Now, this is one of my favorite cities. We're going to have fun. We're going to have some nice stories.
By the way, that's the side note of a Super Bowl week. It's a lot of the events. I mean, there's cool interviews. We just found out we're probably going to have Teddy Bruschi on the show on Wednesday.
Yeah,
you never know who's going to stop by.
Just a bunch of NFL legends,
Right.
a bunch of current players, random celebrities. So it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of boozing and schmoozing. A lot of great broadcasters around here. Fox Sports Radio has the most stellar of backdrops and stages. It looks fantastic. We're proud to be a part of it. But it's also, meetings and events and great dinners. Yeah. So I can't wait to feast it up tonight. Honestly, I'm looking forward to dinner just as much as I am hanging out with Rob Gronkowski later this
Check out this transition. Are you going to have 41 Coors Lights?
Oh, Danny G, Transition Jones.
Transition Jones, man.
Now there's a story about the legend. Did you wear a hoop? Did you wear a dangling earring like him at any point in your life? I feel like you're an earring guy.
I don't think I ever had a dangler, bro.
Well, Lawrence Taylor, who would I think dangling earring, is he the number one guy that comes by? And Barry Bonds?
Barry Bonds and Rocky Balboa's son in Rocky V.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Those are the top 3 dangling earrings
on dudes. Lawrence Taylor was a bad man, even in Tecmo Bowl. Lawrence Taylor, he could block an extra point in Tecmo Bowl.
Yep.
Lawrence Taylor says he doesn't recall being drafted into the NFL.
No, he said he does not remember being drafted by the New York Football Giants because he drank 41 Coors Light beers that day.
41?
I can honestly say I don't think I've ever been blackout wasted to the point where I don't remember something. I think that's scary. And again, I say this respectfully because how many people listening like, really? That happens to me often. I get it. People party to that point.
Stop
I never
drinking so much.
Yeah, hey, maybe you got a problem. I don't know. But my point is, I never got to that point. I know it happens. I just never got to the point where I completely forgot something.
So there's 2 layers to this. A, you shouldn't be getting that blackout drunk. But also, part 2 of this.
Isn't
really,
it more normal to get to the point where you regret something you did the night before, but you kind of remember, right?
Yeah, I mean,
to completely forget wow.
I have a story, but it does beg the question. Are there times where your partying ways got in the way of a really special moment? Like Lawrence Taylor doesn't remember being drafted because he was smashed.
Yeah, we all got those. If you don't have a story like that, then I don't think you live. But some are sad. When I think of your Mets, I get kind of sad.
Oh, the 86 Mets. Have you read one of my favorite books other than Where the Wild Things Are? What else do I read to my kids? Oh, there's a monster at the end of this book. Another good one. I read a book about the bad guys won. It's about the 86 Mets. How, I love them, but the league hated them because they were cocky, they were good, and they always found a way to win, right?
Yeah.
Yet they would
and
party.
They partied, yeah.
They partied hard.
They partied hard like Andrew WK.
They destroyed planes and buses and hotel rooms. They were getting arrested. They were doing curtain calls, making other teams hate them. They were getting fights on the field. And part of the story is
They also destroyed their septums and sinuses, I'm sure.
No doubt. You see a lot of stories where
nasal passages destroyed.
Players on that team, buddy. Players on that 86 Mets team missed the parade.
Yeah, that's sad.
Because
the
were
Gooden story upsets me because I feel like he really wanted to be a part of it, and he was struggling.
And even Keith Hernandez didn't miss it, but he tells a story, Keith, where he was late to the parade and fans helped throw him over a fence to get him to catch up to the team. So missing a big moment because you were too drunk or high, we'll take some feedback. We'll share some stories. I didn't miss anything, but when you think about it, you said you don't remember ever getting that blackout drunk.
No. I remember regretfully drunk, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I remember my freshman year of college. I walked back from a bar, and I remember walking back from a bar with my buddies. Actually, they went ahead of me, and I was probably just still trying to talk to some girl or something stupid. And I remember getting to a point. You know, there's 2 ways you could go. You could be like, well, I can make a left and go around this way or make a right. I was at a crossroads. Which way am I going to take home?
Was Bone Thugs and Harmony there?
I was at the crossroads. And that's the last thing I remembered. I'm like, I was standing at, am I going to go left or right? Which way do I want to go back to my dorm? I woke up the next morning inside a building that I had no clue how I got there. It was like a maintenance building. I was laying on a table sleeping, and I woke up to a guy mopping around me.
Were your pants around your ankles?
My
by any
pants
chance?
were around my waist. That was good.
Oh, okay.
But
All right.
yeah. But so I mean, unfortunately, I think a lot of us have those stories. You're very lucky you don't have a dumb pass out story.
That's a weird story, dude. I want to know what happened.
I will say, missing out on something cool. I was in my early 20s. I was like 20. Maybe 19
I don't
or
know
20.
if I'm going to let you rest on that story.
19 or 20 years old.
Yeah.
I was interning at WPLJ in New York.
Okay.
For a big-time morning show at the time, Scott and Todd.
Right.
And
I know them.
I was their morning intern, and I feel like I did a good job. I was getting my radio chops. You know, I was getting there, right?
Okay.
And my last day was like a Friday morning. And that Thursday night, I'm like a college kid. So on a Thursday night, I went out to some club or bar with my buddies or my girlfriend or whatever. I was so hungover. And, you know, with morning radio, you got to wake up at, what, 4 in the morning? I called in sick on my last day. Come to find out, they got me a cake and a little, like, farewell, like a frame thing of, like, all the staff, like, for being such a great intern. And I feel like such a piece of poo.
Yeah.
I felt
Deservedly
terrible.
so.
So don't pull a Lawrence Taylor.
Don't pull Lawrence Taylor. He forgot the moment. 41
Don't forget
beers
the moment,
in.
guys.
Don't forget the moment. Don't miss the moment.
Oh, wasn't there a player that missed the Super Bowl because the day, like the week leading up, was it on the Bengals? I believe. Hold on, Bengal misses Super Bowl should be it. Honestly, that should be it. Dan Byer, do you know the story I speak of? A Bengal misses Super Bowl.
Isaac has it.
Isaac Lowenkron. What's up, Isaac?
Yeah, it was Stanley Wilson, a running back, the night before the game. He relapsed with a substance abuse issue.
The night before this. That's a really sad story. You know, you don't want to make light of that, but that's you know, relapsing with drugs and alcohol the night before your big moment.
And then sometimes it famously or infamously works to your favor. The famous Doc Ellis story where he throws a no-hitter against the Padres on, isn't he on LSD in that story?
I would imagine more times if you're on LSD, you don't throw a no-hitter.
Right, yeah, I know.
So, like, that's the anomaly.
And don't forget the Raiders center, Barrett Robbins, disappeared that Friday night leading into the Super Bowl against the Tampa Bay Bucks.
That's right.
Yeah, down in Mexico with his substance abuse issues and mental health.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it gets sad. Like the Dwight Gooden story always upset me that he missed the parade because he was such a big part of that team. And deep down, he struggled with his issues, but I always thought he was like the nicest dude. Like Dwight Gooden was a really kind-hearted guy. I felt bad that he struggled with those moments to the point where he missed the parade if you didn't know the story. And then there's other famous stories where I said, like, it kind of worked to their favor. David Wells, wasn't the story he partied at an SNL after party?
No, that's not a story. That's
That's
been confirmed where David Wells was partying with the Saturday Night Live crew, so hungover. Jimmy Fallon and cast members remember it was not like 2, 3 in the morning. It was like morning time, like sun rising, people having coffee, and Wells is still trashed.
And he's thinking, how am I going to do this?
And that's the day he pitches.
Perfect game.
Perfect game.
Like, that's insane. So sometimes you have these crazy stories where it works to your favor.
That's a rare good one. Can I give you a bad one? And it's I don't think, did we ever really get an answer why Belichick benched Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl?
No.
It's never come out. Remember, it was like that was a big deal. I don't know. Isaac, I was saying, what you got, buddy?
So if you want to go back to the first Super Bowl, the man who caught the first touchdown in the first ever Super Bowl, Max McGee, he was partying that morning until 6:30 a.m., and he was very hungover, and he couldn't even find his own helmet. He had to borrow a teammate's. He ended up catching 7 passes for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns, and including the first ever touchdown in a Super Bowl, and he was hungover.
Rich couldn't find his own helmet last night, but in his defense, it was called out. Hey-oh! Whammy! Hey, you know what? Hey, Sam, great story. Whammy! But I got another story where I actually got in my own way.
Yeah.
Looking back, I don't care that much because she's my ex now, but I was really, really trying to impress her. And it was the first time we ever got to hang out. And Rich was there. But she was feeding us shots the whole night, went back to her car, and that's when you're really trying to run your game.
Why don't you tell Danny where you were?
We were at
the body shop in Los Angeles.
Right? And Rich has his own embarrassing story. He could share if he wants.
Off the air.
But we're doing shot after shot, and this is the first time I'm really trying to run my game. Go back to her car, and you're really trying to lay it on thick. Like, you're trying to lay your game on.
I really like you.
Yeah. And, dude, I had to pause, like, mid-sentence and open up the door, and I start yakking. And I totally ruined the entire vibe, C-blocked myself. I had to wait an entire year to even get a second chance. And that was the story. That was her first impression of me way back in the day.
If not for your beautiful daughter, maybe that was God's way of
Tell me about it. Yep. So, look, it happens to the best of us. But forgetting it, that's a whole other level. And that's the Lawrence Taylor story again. If you just joined us, 41 Coors Lights in. And I understand. You drinking 41 Coors Lights, I get it. 41 Coors Lights in, he forgets ever being drafted.
I want to see if Rob Parker knows more, because Rob was reporting on the Mets in the 80s in New York. Rob Parker.
Ah, there
Rob,
he is.
hop on with us a second. We question for you.
Real quick. Now, Rob Parker.
That was going to happen with the Mets.
Rob, perfect timing, because we're talking about something near and dear to your heart, something that you covered as a young professional on your come-up, the 1986 Mets. The story is.
Hang on, we'll turn that. We have to turn his button on there.
The story is.
There you go.
Oh no! Do it again. That's not it. The story.
How about that one?
Yeah,
okay, there we go. All right, we got it together.
Lawrence Taylor doesn't remember ever being drafted because he had 41 beers the night before. The story of Dwight Gooden missing the parade and Keith Hernandez and all these guys and how they partied. How crazy was it from your perspective covering that team? The party antics.
It was a totally different world, as you know, because people weren't walking around with phones and cameras, and it was a different life. And if you had cameras and phones back then, it goes back even further, like the lifestyle that Mickey Mantle was living in the 50s.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Where cops would pull him over drunk and drive him home.
But he was the Mick, so got away with it.
Right, no cop in their right mind would arrest Mickey Mantle and take him in. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it was different back then. Like, I think it's crazy.
That's a real great point. You know, yeah, we talk about the Mets because it's recent history and it's 86, and they were a team of wild guys in that book you speak. What was the name of the book again?
Bad Guys Won.
Yeah, Bad Guys Won. But, yeah, this went on for generations before that.
It's unbelievable. I'm sure if you were to really pull back the cover, because, you know, even Lawrence Taylor, they talk about they had to go get him out of crack houses, and people talk about, you know, to come play.
Anything before social media, there was a layer of, like, maybe you could get away with something. Like, like Dennis Rodman, if you watched Last Dance, which we all did during COVID, like, Dennis Rodman was, like, missing. And then they see him show up on wrestling. So, like, you know, back then people were just living a different world.
It was a different world. Yeah, I don't think we really want to experience that world or know about it, because it probably would hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
With some of the athletes.
I always tell
we don't always want to know everything. I'm serious.
Rob, I always say that, you know, for so many, Michael Jordan's a hero. But if people probably knew more about Michael Jordan, it would ruin the, like, he's, you know, be like Mike, Air Jordan, like, because I'm sure he has, like, skeletons himself, you know?
I think probably everybody to a certain degree, not everybody. Some people just live the normal life and they just happen to be athletes. But I still would take an athlete from even Michael Jordan's era and today more than I would from the 50s or before, because they really hid. Nobody knew Mickey Mantle was a drunk.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, none of that was ever written about.
Even in music.
None of that stuff.
Think about wasn't there someone that, like, paid off women that got pregnant by the Beatles? Those are alleged rumors.
But that kind of stuff went on, and Hollywood actresses and people, you know, like they made gay actors have to have a beard, you know, married women.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Because they didn't want you to know, so they made people marry each other and whatnot. It was terrible.
And, you know, as a fan, you're right. Better off not knowing, because how many times did a performance fall short? Probably because of something like that, we just didn't know.
You don't want to know,
right?
he was drunk or high. You don't want to know.
And your heart's on the line rooting for these guys, and that's how they were treating the situation.
Yo, Rob, let me ask you, this week, we always have fun at these things. What's your goal? To bump into some old pals, have some fun interviews, and have some nice meals, or what?
Eat as many wings as I can.
They're out there.
For free.
I think they're coming out
free.
later.
For free. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock. I already know the time. I already know what's going on.
The flats.
So, yes. That,
only flats, no drums.
Right, only flats. So I have to get 2 boxes.
Yeah.
So that I could take the drummies out of one box and put that to the side.
I'm with you. I said something similar. I said, you know, don't let it go into the radar. We're here to have a good time and have a great show and interview a bunch of cool people. But I love feasting, man.
I do too.
Yeah.
And we hang out.
Yeah.
You know, we're all doing different shows, and people, we're on the same network. I know we got a break, but we we don't get to spend that much time. You do your show, then we come on.
true.
You guys go home, and then
I know.
you know we do our show, and then Jason and them come on. You know, so we really don't get to spend a lot of time together.
Well,
this is the one time we do.
I would say it's not a big event until we do a kamikaze shot with Rob
No
Parker.
doubt.
So hopefully
We know
tonight
it.
or tomorrow.
We're going to make sure that happens.
All right,
Thanks for having me on.
kamikazes with, of course,
Yeah, right. Come
Rob
on,
Parker of The Odd Couple, broadcasting legend. You know, I love seeing all his highlights.
How about my song? We
His-
got to debut it down here.
Oh, all right. He's got a
You
song.
got a dude wipe song?
You didn't hear my dude wipe
No,
song?
I don't know.
I gotta hear it.
Dude
Let's
wipe
hear it.
song.
Yeah, it's Aerosmith, right?
Yeah.
Do wife's like a lady. Do wife's like a lady.
Wow.
Here we go. Do wife's like a lady.
Wow.
Do wife's like a lady.
Thank you, Rob.
I love it.
We have more Covino.
Rob's smelling a little
and
minty
Rich.
fresh right now, man. He's using those dude wipes.
I love it. All right, listen,
Oh,
more
man.
next, live from San Francisco Media Center, Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
Ready to tackle your financial goals with Webull? You don't have to sit on the sideline.
Webull.
Whether you're a rookie or a pro, Webull puts you in the game with tools that help you make the moves you want. Trade stocks, options, and EFTs, or play the long game with cash management and retirement accounts, all on one platform.
I love this. Webull's app pairs advanced analytics with real-time data so you could read the defense, adjust your strategy, stay in control, and now meet Vega, your personal AI market assistant. You can ask this AI questions like, analyze my watch list, what's the outlook for the stock, and it helps you out get real-time stock analysis, insights, fundamentals that turn complex signals into plain English.
Want a wider view of the field? Use Portfolio X-Ray to spot trends, manage risk, and optimize the performance of your portfolio.
Stop punting your financial future, guys. Join Webull's community to discuss markets, trending topics, and ideas with fellow investors. I love this. Download the Webull app today on mobile or desktop. Webull, W-E-B-U-L-L, or visit Webull.com.
Webull Financial LLC, member S.
You're down.
For more information, visit webull.com/.
Wipes like.
The Eagles. Rich says, F them to the highest degree.
Yeah, you know what it is? Their fans reminds me of the Yankees in the 90s. I never really hated the team. It's the fans. And the Eagles, my goodness, I'm a Niners fan. This weekend, Eagles fans, Eagles local media, everyone's talking about how, oh man, like this is an easy one.
Well, it's at home, right? So that's advantage Eagles.
I heard some.
But they've been so.
I heard some.
Not convincing. How about that?
I heard some buffoon in Philadelphia saying, I'm almost too confident in the Eagles. They're going to smother the 49ers.
Well, dude, if the 49ers played like they played last week, I mean, anybody would beat them. But I'm not seeing that against the Eagles.
Saying how the 49ers aren't good enough to move the ball at all against them. Oh, and then on the other side, their defense is terrible. That's exactly what we need to just run the ball down their throat. And Philadelphia Eagles fans and local Philadelphia media have this odd take that they think this weekend's going to be a walk in the park. I'm shocked that the point spread is even 4.5. I feel like this is the bet of the week. Niners getting 4.5. I know they're injured, but week to week, a week ago, we're talking about how the Niners could be a Super Bowl contender, and they lose to Seattle, and now all of a sudden you're off the Niners?
It is in Philly, and the Eagles do have a great defense. That's their key factor.
I'm shocked that it's 4.5, and I'm shocked at the arrogance. Dude, like Philly's a weak-ass town. Philly's like New York.
Oh, don't you dare. They're one of the best sports towns in all of America,
You know,
so don't
Rich
go that
was
route.
a fan of the city until he had a cheesesteak that gave him a tummy ache. And then ever since then, he's been really down on it.
The only thing good about the city of Philadelphia is Rocky Balboa. Other than that,
I've spent a lot of time in Philly. It's an excellent city. It's got
What about
so much
Boyz II Men,
history.
bro? Yeah. What about Boyz II Men?
My sister lives like 2 blocks from where they went to school, and they all got together as musicians. So
What about their
eat that.
cream cheese, bro?
Not
What
a
about
fan.
that broken
Really?
bell,
I'll go-
the Liberty Bell, bro, with the crack in it?
What about Mike Schmidt?
They even cracked their Liberty Bell.
Phillies and Eagles fans, Philadelphia fans, always chirping loud, always talking smack, always, with that arrogance, even more so than New York fans. I think it's time that Rich steps up on behalf of his 49ers and says, you know what? It's go time, showtime.
I am not a firm believer in the 49ers having what it takes to go all the way. Injuries have taken a toll. Unless Fred Warner comes out like he's, a man on a mission in a week from now. Like
he's Daniel LaRusso?
Like he's Daniel LaRusso's going to fight? Unless Fred Warner pulls a move like that and all of a sudden something just miraculous happens, I think the Niners are limited no matter how talented they are or well coached. Just injuries sometimes take too much of a toll. But let me tell you, I'm not confident that they could get by Seattle, or I'm not even necessarily confident they could go into Chicago and win 2 times against the Bears.
And that's realistic, and that's the point you're making. But you are confident.
But you know what it is? Sometimes you're not going to win. You're not going to win first prize, but you just want to beat someone else. Eliminating the Eagles and the 49ers shutting up all these moronic Philly fans and all these jabronis with cheese whiz dripping down their cheek on their fat ass belly,
dripping down their mustache.
Yeah, I mean that fan base deserves nothing more than misery this weekend.
Wow.
So I say to you, Philadelphia,
you sure you want
Eagles
to pick
fans,
a fight with the most rowdiest fans? The most rowdiest.
Yeah.
You sure you want to go there?
I don't think. Bunch of doofuses.
Wow. Doofy is the plural.
You know Philadelphia fans are whack?
Please tell me, because I can't wait till they attack you on social media.
When I would go to a Phillies game, I wouldn't feel comfortable putting my jersey on until I left my car, because they're the type of people that would slash your tire.
And take pride in it.
That's
the difference. Yeah, they're not the only ones. They take pride in it.
I mean, people love to talk. People love to.
That's great home field advantage.
Danny G, that is great. Don't wear a jersey to our stadium. We'll slash your tires.
Brock Purdy didn't make it to the game. They slashed his tires.
I feel like they kidnapped him. I think we love to refer to that game before I think we were all even born, throwing snowballs at Santa Claus.
Oh, that was the one.
That's like the least of their offense. Like, they throw batteries. They're terrible. Like, the Philadelphia fans are awful. And
I think the word is passionate.
No, awful's the word.
My sweet Mascania. Live from the Fox Sports Radio stage, Media Center, downtown San Francisco. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
And have you ever wiped with a piece of dry toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets?
Yeah.
No, my friends. Dude Wipes.
Dude Wipes, man.
Listen, switch to life-changing, wet, extra-large, flushable Dude Wipes, because water and wetter just cleans better. Available at Amazon, all major retailers. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Seriously, these Dude Wipes, hot commodity. I didn't pack any with me in my toiletry bag. Might have to steal some of these bad
They're
boys.
designs for the set. Take them when you leave.
Nah, I'm taking them with me, bro.
Thanks to Rob Parker, that song's going to be stuck in my head all evening.
Dude Wipes like a lady. All right, so I'm Steve Covino.
Stop.
That is Rich Davis. Danny G, super producing at 877-99 on Fox. Sam and Shay are back at the studios. Props to Lowenkron and Spotty. Dan Byers on standby. But we do have a phone call right now. We are taking phone calls. Let's take a quickie at 877-99 on Fox, live from from San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yo.
Butch in Florida.
What's
Hey,
up,
Butch.
Butchie?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, bro?
We talked about the people missing the Super Bowl. There was a guy on the Falcons, Eugene
Robinson, was it?
Robin? Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
He was like doing hookers and cocaine the night before, like this Super Bowl.
I mean, don't you do that
No,
as a
he was
celebration
not
after
doing
the game?
cocaine.
Oh, he was
not. No.
What was it?
He just got busted soliciting a prostitute. Stanley Wilson of the Bengals was the one in Super Bowl 23.
Okay.
Well, there's
just for the
another-
record.
Yeah, we
Just
don't
for the
know.
record.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
don't want to make cocaine as accusations.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Dan Byer,
Cocaine is a hell of a
for
drug.
making that clear. But speaking of debauchery, people come here to Super Bowl for the party, for the good time, and we're going to continue on that note. There's a story about Tyrann Mathieu, man, and we touched on it on Friday but never got to it, and it's a really crazy story about him trying to beat a drug test and the lengths that you would go to try to keep that image and to keep your job.
Well, I mean, think about historically when people have tried to pass a drug test. Britney Spears shaved her head because they were going to test her hair, right, when she had custody of her children. Shave someone's hair, guess what you can't do? Pluck a hair for a drug test. We've heard people using those like phallic fake,
Whizzinator.
like the Whizzinator, like the fake junk where you load it with someone else's,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then
Heard a
you
lot
just,
of that.
Yeah, because I mean, someone has to watch you do that, but no one's going to look that close. That would be, inappropriate. So yeah, people have done all types of things. But listen to what Tyrann Mathieu did, because this is equal parts genius and ridiculously dumb.
He revealed that he attempted to beat a drug test by combining bleach with Coca-Cola after following advice he found online, later acknowledging it was a serious mistake. Says, I come across this on Google. Some Esta says, put some bleach on top of your Coca-Cola, like top it off. Top of your Coca with some bleach. And so I did that. Like, you're really desperate to even, like, yo, seriously. He says, I felt like my whole insides were erupting. Take a listen.
I done tried everything in the books. I've used other people's urine. I remember once I tell you a funny story. It's not funny. I could have died, but like a couple tests before I realized it was going to kick me out of school, I'm sitting in a circle, and I'm on Google trying to figure out, man, how the f I pass this test? Right. Like, these folk keep threatening me, Right. And I come across some that said, man, just put a little bleach in the top and put it in your Coca-Cola. And so I did that. It felt like my whole insides was just like erupting. You know what I'm saying? I ended up throwing that shit up. I thought that was going to save my life. It didn't.
It didn't.
It backfired.
Man,
He said he got to the point where he was like, F it, I've run out of tricks. And, it's kind of sad and funny, depending on how you want to look at it, that you have to go these lengths to sort of, again, pass these tests and keep your job or keep your reputation. But I want to put a little fun spin on it. Like, you were so dumb you did what? Because you saw it online or you read about it. Like, I have two stories, and they're from the same part of my family. My sister Grace and her dopey husband. My sister Grace dyed her hair, right? And she was like, it stained her arm. She had all this dye on her, like purple hair dye on her arm. And she thought it would be a great idea to use Magic Eraser, because why not? Magic Eraser is great on everything. Great for your sneakers, takes the doo-doo stains out, you clean your shower,
Magic
your
Erasers
toilet.
are great, but I would never take it to my skin.
Took it to her skin, and she's like, wow, this is working. Next thing you know, fast forward, she burnt off, she had third-degree burns all over her arms because she basically burnt off and rubbed off all the skin on her arm. And it's like, why would you do that? What made you do that? And then it makes me think of her dopey husband, who I love. They're both great. But this time, I'll never forget where he came over Rich's house.
No, I have the story. You know what?
Yeah.
Save the
it?
story.
We'll
let's,
save it.
Let's go to Dan
We'll save
Byer
it.
for an update.
Like the dopiest thing you ever did. Let us know. 877-99 on Fox.
Let's go. DB, what's up, man?
Guys, we do have an update from the NFL, and they're playing internationally. We know. We found out earlier today, Paris, France is going to host their first ever NFL game with the Saints being the home team. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell this afternoon down in San Jose prior to the opening night for the Patriots and Seahawks of Super Bowl week, said that the Mexico City game will be back as they've signed a 3-year deal.
Let's go.
To play in Mexico City, 3 games over 3 years.
And I hear one of the front runners, the 49ers, are trying to get involved because they feel like that's one of their markets.
Sure.
So 49ers, that would be a fun little trip again.
Should we put a request in, Dan, with the boss or what? Let's go.
Well, you could go there. You could go to Melbourne, Australia.
Oh!
That one's been talked about. I think the Rams are going to be playing in that game. Rio de Janeiro in Brazil.
Oh, I
going
wanna
back
go
to Brazil,
home.
but going to Rio. Munich, Germany, and 3 games in London as well. So a real good slate. But
this all goes perfectly, Dan, with what we have talked about, and I believe you agree that if they do an 18-game schedule, give every team 2 bye weeks, you fit in the international games, the NFL will finally have it. They're as close to perfect as they can now, but 18 games, every team does 1 international game, 2 bye weeks. It'll be genius.
Yeah, you grow the sport, and we'll get used to it.
Yeah.
That's the max.
they played Madrid this past year. They're going back to Madrid as well. So there's a lot of places you can pick, Covino, for the remote.
Let's go.
Denver Broncos promoting quarterback coach Davis Webb to be their offensive coordinator. He was in line for some head coaching jobs. Gus Bradley's the new Titans defensive coordinator. Anthony Weaver is the new defensive coordinator with the Baltimore Ravens. Now, speaking of...
Are you scared that the 49ers hired Raheem Morris? So you just ignore that one because next year we're coming for your Seahawks, or what?
That was yesterday.
Oh, you're right.
So, yeah, but I am not scared. I'm not afraid of that. Roger Goodell, talking about the Seahawks' possible sale, said this, and I'll quote the commissioner, quote, "I think when Paul Allen passed away, it was made clear that the team would eventually be sold. Jody is doing a great job. Eventually the team will need to be sold. That will be Jody's decision when she does that," end quote, referring to Jody Allen, the sister of the late Paul Allen. In the NBA, there was, action today. Pelicans and Hornets. Charlotte gets the come from behind win, 102-95. Mavs coach Jason Kidd fined $35,000 for criticizing the officials. Arizona, the unanimous number 1 in the men's AP top 25 poll. UConn, the unanimous number 1 in the women's rankings. And Brendan Donovan traded by the Cardinals to the Mariners in a 3-team deal. Finally, Nashville Predators GM Barry Trotz stepped down. Preds minority owner Nick Saban will be a part of a committee to help find Trotz's replacement. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, DB. I saw Jason Kidd also got testy with some media members.
Yeah,
he's a little testy. He's a little,
He's been in the game for a long time.
He has.
Let him know.
He let everyone
know.
And DB, your Seahawks, talk about selling high, like selling a stock high. If they win a Super Bowl, then it's like, we're selling.
Sure, but there's some uncertainty with that. You don't know who's going to buy it, and you don't know who's going to want to keep who. So.
Exactly. All right. Thank you, Dan Byer.
Thanks, guys.
Our guy. We got more Covino and Rich and more of your stories. And the conclusion, Covino's brother-in-law.
Think of the dopiest things you did. Like, looking back, I can't believe I did that. Tyrann Mathieu, again, topped off Coca-Cola with bleach just to pass a drug test.
All right, more CNR next from San Francisco. Now, if you're facing hiring headaches, staffing your business, complex, high turnover, skills gaps, ever-changing regulations could slow your business down and drain resources. That's where Express Employment Professionals comes in to help. With decades of staffing expertise, Express connects you to a larger pool of qualified candidates, helping you reduce turnover and building the right size workforce. Get started at expresspros.com.
You could have stuck with reduce. We see that in Jersey, man.
Reducing it.
Reduce turnover. Need to flex your staff for peak seasons or special projects? Express Employment Pros offers contract staffing so you can scale up or down with ease, preventing burnout and boosting productivity.
Worried about compliance? Express stays on top of all the ever-changing employment laws. They're also recognized for excellence. They earn all these awards. Clearly rated Best of Staffing and Talent Awards, the Diamond Award for Client Satisfaction. Don't let hiring challenges hold you back. Visit expresspros.com to find a local office and discover how Express Employment Pros could help you hire faster and smarter.
If hiring is taking you away from growing your business, get the support you need from Express. Don't spend your time weeding through spam online applicants. Hire faster with Express. Express Employment Pros, building your workforce, supporting your success.
The Brewers get a couple highly touted prospects from the Mets. And this is a segment I like to call Who Gives a Rat's Ass About Prospects?
Good one. Little wordy, but I like it.
I don't give a rat's ass.
I don't give a rat's ass. Because in baseball, football, basketball, it's the equivalent of like late round draft picks. I get it. It's nice to have that equity. It's nice to have those picks. It's nice to have those prospects. But we, more so than ever, name the sport. It's like Amazon, Prime Now. You order something, you want it that day or the next morning. We don't have the patience. Like, oh, Covino, I ordered a new jacket or some sneakers. They come in next Friday. Yeah, no thanks. I'm going to try to find a pair that gets on my doorstep tomorrow.
Right now.
We are impatient. So why do you think people want to wait for prospects? I have Met fan friends that are like, man, I'm excited about Peralta, but we gave up Jet Williams and Sprout. I'm like, Sprout was 0-2 last year with an ERA around 5. He's a young, talented guy, but, I mean, do you want to wait for this guy to work out?
I want to know the numbers of how many times players to be named later or prospects ever really pans out. It can't be that often.
And you know what? Your team knows who they are. Like, and the other one was Jet Williams, who's like, he's like 5'8", crafty little like center fielder. I'm like, the Mets don't need that.
Yeah,
So
and I'm sure he's good, and I wish him the best and all, but he's not the Freddie Peralta you need right now.
I think every franchise in all sports, they know like the one or two guys that got away over the years, right? Because your franchise agonizes over it. Like, oh my God, you know, the Mets traded away Nolan Ryan in the 60s or the 70s. You know those guys. Even right now, the Mets, they let PCA, Crow Armstrong, get away.
Mm-hmm.
But he got like a mediocre second half. He's a really good player, but like, hey, you got to win now. And to me, when people say,
yeah, but you need the pieces that you need too, though. Like you said, you need starting pitching, and that's what you got.
To me, give me a starting pitcher that is a frontline guy like a Freddie Peralta, and I'll give you 10 farm system guys because who cares? You have Luis Robert, you have Soto, Lindor, Polanco. If you're a Mets fan, you have all these guys. Like, so who cares about a guy?
By the way, Rich, you're always quick to remind your friends and everybody on Fox Sports Radio, like, to get what you need or to get somebody of quality, you have to give up something. Trades don't work just one way and that's it. You can't ask for an MVP caliber player or an all-star or 17-win pitcher and expect to give up nothing.
I heard
that's not how trades work.
I heard a Knicks fan the other day, one of my buddies on the East Coast. He's like, man, it would be really cool if they got Giannis. What if we gave him, and he just started naming like Knicks bench players. I'm like, that's not how trades work.
That's not how it works, dude. I mean, that sounds great and all, but that's not how it goes. So if you want a quality player, you have to probably give up some potential or another quality player.
You can't get Scooble from the Tigers for a bag of potato chips and a utility infielder.
I think baseball is unique because of the prospects. We rarely see player for player in the NFL, so it's player for draft pick. And in the NBA, same sort of deal. But what is interesting to what you're saying is I think that people thought that the normal argument was going to be rich get richer. Look, Brewers trading their ace because of whatever. There are some in Milwaukee who are very frustrated with this move because of how good last season went.
Yeah.
Because of what their strength was. I mean, they didn't hit it all in the NLCS against the Dodgers, but this is also the reason why the Brewers have perennially been in the postseason year after year after year following this sort of route. But I think ultimately, to your point, Rich, in baseball, the name player is always going to win. It's immediately always going to win. Now, Jet Williams, could be a 10-time Gold Glover, by 2037, and then we'll look back at it. But right now, it feels like you're getting something for nothing.
Yeah, but right now you have Soto, Lindor, and all these guys that are getting older every year. Go get Freddie Peralta if you can.
The Rangers got Mackenzie Gore today for 5 minor leaguers from the Nationals.
Yeah, 5 guys that maybe one works out, but we'll figure that out, like you said, in years from now.
Yeah.
I never care about that. It's like a stock that blew up. It's like, well, at the time, I didn't know. So why do you cry about it?
Man, I should have bought Bitcoin
no,
when
it really
was whatever.
is.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, man, I had it. But at the time, you didn't know. So what difference does that make? Yeah. Joining us live from Super Bowl week in San Francisco. And again, this is the calm before the storm and scattered showers, because always a great time here at Super Bowl. Your next success can begin sooner than you think. Put your goals within reach at University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited state university. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu.
And if you're facing a peak season, looking for a new team member, Workforce Solutions from Express Employment Pros make hiring easy. Visit expresspros.com to find an office near you and see how Express could help you hire smarter and faster.
So we're going to party hard on your behalf, Andrew WK style. Good pull there, Iowa Sam. I want to thank Sam and everybody back at the studio, Shay, Lowenkron. We got Sagar and Elijah and Spotty on the videos. Mike, who runs this place, the whole team's out here, and we hope you enjoy what's about to come this week because we plan on bringing a lot of fun your way. Now, we already said Shakur Stevenson had a great weekend, Volkanovski, Bad Bunny, all the Grammy Award winners. We wished you a happy Valentine's month. Let's bring the love and the romance this month. Happy Black History Month. But today is Groundhog's Day. We haven't mentioned that once.
Punxsutawney Phil?
Yeah, man.
Hey.
What?
What is it? Rise and shine. Morning, campers. Don't forget to grab your booties because it's going to be cold. Groundhog Day. Great movie.
I'm always down to grab some booties.
Ned Ryerson. Phil Connors, a classic. And Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow, but he has an accuracy rate of I do in the NFL. So it's 50-50. So I wouldn't trust a groundhog. But you left off on a story.
Yeah, well, it goes like this. Tyrann Mathieu, to pass a drug test, he recently said that he poured bleach. He topped off Coca-Cola with some bleach, hoping to pass the drug test.
Yeah.
And we're like, geez, man, what a dopey thing to do. So it just got us thinking of, like, dopey things you did in life. We all make stupid mistakes. Hey, I was in my 20s, right? Whatever your excuse was.
Well, but I'm saying even, like, around the house. Like, I know that Covino's the king of if there's something so slightly wrong at his house, he'll make it worse by trying to make it better.
Right.
Like, there was a tiny little bubble on Covino's wooden kitchen table, and he tried to, like, paint it and all of a sudden sand it down, and all of a sudden the table's ruined.
Exactly. You got a big giant hole there now. So we all do stuff like that. My brother-in-law one time showed up at Rich's house, and he looked like he was like a tomato head. His face was all red. His head was all red. He was sweating. We're like, dude, what's going on? He was like, yeah, man, I think I made a big mistake. Like, what'd you do, man? You okay? This bonehead thought he was grabbing, like, a tube of gel.
He thought he had hair gel.
He thought he had, like, Brill cream or something. I can't imagine what this guy...
Would he have L.A. looks?
Yeah, seriously. But he just, like, grabbed something from underneath the sink, I guess, puts it in his hair. Turns out he put Ben Gay in his hair. So, yo, his head started steaming red, burning, dripping into his eyes. I couldn't see anything. Like, yo, dude, I don't know. Maybe you should wash that out or something. I don't know. But again, we all do dopey things. So we all have stories. And if you want to share yours, at Covino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio, and don't be stupid and do everything you see off Google or TikTok.
In our YouTube channel chat, Crane19 says that it's like bad life hack.
Exactly.
Advice, like putting nails in your tire for snow traction.
Putting that,
if you read something stupid like that, don't do it. That's all.
No,
all right.
I've heard people say dumb things like, put your iPhone, do this, and you can put your iPhone in water, and people do it. Dummies.
Be better than that.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow back here, and we're going to have so much fun. Lots of interviews, lots of behind-the-scenes stuff, and follow us at Covino Rich for more pictures and videos. Until then, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Super Bowl week, baby. Let's go.